Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast. It is Fire Emblem Engage launch day today, so engage the waifus and husbandos. I did not get the game. I'm sure Garrett will have lots to say about it. You got the game today? Maybe, yes, no, maybe so.
No, it's gonna be a struggle, Rebecca, because my
talk about it.
Divine Edition.
All about it. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've heard some rumblings about it on Twitter. We'll talk about it. I am back after recovering from being sick last weekend. I missed you guys last week, but the show went on with Garrett and Donnie. Thank you, Donnie, for stepping in my time of need. I had a really, really bad 24-hour, some kind of bug, some kind of really bad cold. I thought it might have been COVID. I took 2 tests, no COVID. I had a high fever on Friday nights. Like, I was watching the show. I was watching you and Donnie, and I'm like trying to like stay focused on it, trying to keep up with what you guys are talking about. And I'm just like so sick, such a high fever, sweating, chills, back and forth, can't breathe. But that passed. I slept, just had like cold symptoms for the rest of the weekend. Kind of wasted my 3-day weekend off of work from work being sick, but I needed that extra day to recover. But I'm doing okay now. I just have like little lingering, stuffy cold symptoms. But being sick sucks.
I'm glad you decided to skip the show last week.
I would not have been able to do it.
you were debating. I'm like, no, you're not coming on the show if you're debating.
I went to work that day. I went to work on Friday, and like I kind of woke up feeling a little sick, but like it wasn't bad enough to stay home. And I'm like trying to get through work, and like I start feeling a little bit worse, and I'm like thinking about going home. And I'm like, no, I'm going to tough it out. And I must have looked horrible because my principal was like, go home. He was like, go home at like 1:00. So I went home, and I'm glad I did. But you had a much better week than I had weekend because you were somewhere very tropical. Yes. Tell everyone where you were.
Aloha. I went to Hawaii for
so
a
jealous.
Few days.
Just a little hop across the water for you now in California, huh?
Pretty much. This was kind of the spur of the moment vacation. Spoiler alert, I am transferring to a new job pretty soon. Next month.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I am trying to spend some of those vacation days that I still have with the postdoc, and I know I'm not going to get rid of all my paid time off days, but I will use a couple for those vacations. So me and Fiona went. Yep, traveled over there, and it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Monday. So in the U.S., we have it off, Monday off. So I only took 2 days off, Tuesday and Wednesday. Came back Wednesday. Oh my goodness, Rebecca, you need to go to Hawaii.
I actually have been to Hawaii, believe it or not.
Which island?
I went to Oahu and the mainland Hawaii.
Cool. The big island.
It was amazing. It was so beautiful. Definitely recommend. It's like, I feel like it's such like a stereotypical, like, oh, going to like it's a stereotypical honeymoon vacation. It's a stereotypical place, but you should. It's part of the US. You don't need to like do any kind of special, like, international type traveling because it is the US. But it is so awesome. It's so amazing. I'm glad that you had a good time.
Yeah, so many good hiking places there too.
Yeah, not just beaches, but there's volcanoes and like mountainous. Like it's so diverse and good food and good people and really good place.
So I was in
good
Oahu.
history.
Good history too. Yeah,
we did the whole D-Day stuff.
Oh, you did the D-Day, not D-Day. It's
not D-Day. What am I talking about? Pearl Harbor. What did I say D-Day for? Everyone's like
D-Day in
cringing
Hawaii.
right now.
That's when the Americans took over Hawaii back from Germany.
Listen, it's been a long week, Garrett. Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I was in Oahu, and we stayed in Waikiki, which is kind of the typical touristy area, but we rented a car one day and drove around and got the most amazing views of the sunset along the beaches and mountains. And we went to, it's the Kauai Ranch. It's the where they film a lot of movies. Yeah, it's like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and Jumanji, like all that type of sets or whatever. So we went there. We did a lot of sightseeing and went all the way up into the hills and mountains, and it's just gorgeous views of the island itself. Man, it was so relaxing just to be over there. It was kind of packed. We only, had 3 full days there, so we kind of booked it and did a lot of different things throughout the island. I wish we were there for a week, but I had to come back and do some work. So, but
you'll just have to go back someday. That's all.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll go visit all the islands. Yes. I've been to Maui and Kauai as well, but when I was much younger. Maui when I was 16, and then Kauai when I was like 8 or something like that.
So that was your third time. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's my third time, and I'm only missing the Big Island now. I haven't been to the Big Island. So, okay. Let's go through some history of Hawaii. XPS says, I believe Hawaii wasn't actually a U.S. state when Pearl Harbor happened. That is correct. They voted in Hawaii as a state in the 50s or something like that.
Yeah, more recently than I think a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Lots of living people who remember it not a state.
Yeah, and then U.S. It's a U.S. territory because U.S. imperialism is actually a thing, and they actually explain all that in the museum over there. So, yeah, pretty much. But it's a gorgeous place. The local people are very nice, very hospitable, and so yeah, great hiking there. Anyways, loved Hawaii, but anyways.
I remember you saying that you were going to maybe just take your 3DS on your trip. Yeah. Is that what you took? What'd you end up playing, if anything?
Yeah, I just took my 3DS. I didn't really play much during vacation, but I played a lot going there and back. It's still a 5-hour flight, so it's not too short. So I went back to my 3DS, and the main game I've been playing whenever I play my 3DS now is Bravely Default. The first one, I also played it during my European trip too. I am 18 hours in. I am a good ways in now.
Okay, wow.
And this game, it just reminds me when I go back to it how special it is. It's a classic JRPG going through a story. It has a great loop to it with the turn-based mechanics, Bravely Default mechanics, and it's hard. It is not an easy game.
Is this your second time playing it or your first?
I've done some playthroughs before. This is kind of like, I actually played it for the first time like years ago, like 2016, 15, something like that. Okay. But I got stuck and never went through, never finished it. It's hard to finish this game, I think, because there's a lot of imbalanced grinding involved in this game. I hear if you overgrind like earlier mid-game, it actually puts you at a disadvantage in game. So you got to be very careful of how you go through this game. Yeah, you just kind of have to go with the pace with kind of the bosses and the monsters or whatever in the area. You don't want to overgrind too much. But it has a fantastic job system between all the different characters. You can choose whatever job you want, very similar to like Final Fantasy. Switch around jobs, and then you can increase those, their skills or whatever with those jobs, but it also has a leveling system separately with the character. I think it's a hard game. I arguably I was thinking of this, like, this is Shin Megami Tensei 5 levels. Not the early ones, but SMT 5, yeah, it's about there, because you can lose.
You talked about how hard that game was.
Yeah, because you can lose a battle pretty easily in this game. Yeah, it's like a flip of a switch. It's like, oh goodness, I'm in trouble. I have 2 characters down. I need to bring them back up somehow, but these enemies are gonna keep, they don't let up. They keep attacking you until you're dead. There's sometimes in one turn they kill 2 characters. I'm like,
oh my
I don't know what to
I
do.
would get so frustrated by that. I'm glad that you like that kind of game.
Yes, it is relentless, but at the same time, great story. It is definitely a better story than SMT5. SMT5 is just weird. It's just I like the world building and everything in that game, but man, it has a great classic, just JRPG feel to it. I'm gonna keep going back to it too. I'm not gonna, now that I'm here, I'm gonna finish it out. I think, whenever I am watching TV or whatever, I can just go through and just play a little bit of that game, because it's easy to pick up and put down. You don't need to be on the screen 24/7 to play that game. So, but anyways, fantastic game. And then I've been still playing Chained Echoes.
So many people have told me to play that game. I need to buy it. I don't know when I'll get to it, but 6 different people said that I should play it. So, tell me your impressions.
Okay, so Chained Echoes, I've been playing for a while, and I've been speaking about it for a while. I do like it. I think it's one of the better indie JRPG inspired games that I've played as of recent. It kind of goes through this band of characters, and they all have these motivations and skills or whatever. And then the combat of this game, it's turn-based, but you're battling kind of 2 things. You're battling the enemies, and you're battling this bar that's in the top left of your screen. And this bar has 3 areas. It has a yellow, green, and red area. And so it goes up whenever you do a skill or something like that. It increases it. So it goes from yellow and then eventually hits green. And then when you're in the green level, you want to be there, because that's when all of your skills are half costs, when you have enhanced buffs and stats and stuff like that. So you want to be in that area. But if you use too much skills or you get hurt too much, then you can get into the red, which is overheat, which is in the top side of the bar. And that's when you're at your worst, you're most vulnerable. Your skills are worth doubled, you have decreased stats, so on and so forth. So you really are balancing out that bar on the top left screen. And there's ways to decrease it. Sometimes during a turn, there will be a skill that'll be highlighted yellow text. And when that happens, you use that to decrease the bar gauge, so you can balance it out. So that's one kind of different mechanic it introduces here that's I've never seen in a role-playing game.
I like when they do stuff like that, kind of give you something new.
And they really rely on more of the skills in a character than anything else. Each character has a fixed weapon and a fixed skill set. You level up the characters, and they have different skills you can they can learn, and then also you can increase the level of that skill as well. So there's many layers to it in terms of skill building. I do like the weapons in here.
Yeah,
they do a good job of not being too complex about it, but what you can do is that you'll have these side charms or gems or whatever you want to call them, and then you can kind of combine them with your weapons and armor to enhance them. And they're just small little enhancements, like increase attack, increase defense, or whatever you want to do with them. I think it's kind of cool. They just sprinkle in a little bit, not too much. They don't get too complex with it. And then as you go throughout the map, it's very Chrono Trigger like, where what I mean by that is that you can just free roam around like a 2D map. And then once you're encountering a battle, you're in that like you're in the battle, like you're not
Right.
switching or
It takes place
transitioning or whatever.
in that overworld area. It doesn't take you to like a battle screen or
exactly.
Yeah. I've
Yes.
seen that.
Yeah, so that's one big thing I think is really cool. I think also it has a map as well, so you can see where you're going.
I
throughout.
need a good map in a game. I hate when games don't have a good map.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I think it's very easy to read. It's just you, and then like your teleporting crystals where you can find them, and then just rough boundaries of like in each square has a little area that you can look at. It's cool. I like the writing of it and the story so far. So I would say yes. If you're into classic JRPGs that are in the vein of Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, classic like 4 through 6, those type of games, Suikoden, this is a game for you. This is the game you should try out.
Yeah.
It is on Game Pass, so if you do have it, you can try it out via cloud streaming on your computer, or you can, if you have an Xbox, you can play it there, or I think it's on PC as well, so you can just install it from the Xbox app as well.
Maybe I'll do that since I am now a Game Pass subscriber.
Yeah, you could just go online and sign into your account, and then just look up Xbox Game Pass cloud streaming and sign into there, and you can literally play from your browser. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck cloud streaming. It's been great. It's been flawless. You don't need a quick trigger or action or whatever. And also the big advantage of this game is that you can run. It's a guaranteed run away in any battle. You can just run away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you come across something that's destroying you or something that's over leveled, you can't face it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You could just go away and then just be fine. And for the most part, you're able to avoid battles if you absolutely have to. And they actually purposely put in monsters that are too powerful so you don't pass an area or something like that. Yeah. I definitely recommend Chained Echoes. It's a great classic indie JRPG gem that I think it lives to the hype everyone's talking about. I would not say it's like the best JRPG ever or whatever.
No,
it's in like my top 5 or top 10 or whatever, but it's a very, very good indie JRPG. Yeah.
Cool. Love to see it.
Yeah. What about you? You got some games?
I haven't been playing a whole lot this week, really just recovering, been really busy with work. Leaving a half day, like leaving early from work on one day. It's only a half a day on a Friday, but like I had a ton of stuff to do coming back on Monday. I mean, on Tuesday, even though it was a short week, with Martin Luther King Day. But just really busy at work, recovering from being sick. I've been kind of chipping away at Ender Lilies, that indie Metroidvania that I started a little while ago. I love the exploring of that game. I get so caught up on the boss battles. You played Metroid Dread. You know how hard those, it was very much learning how to dodge each attack, learning the pattern, really fast reflexes. The bosses are a lot like Metroid Dread. Some of them I spent like an hour on before I get it, sometimes even more. I think I'm just bad, but it's proving to be a tough time. But I'm not like disliking that. It just gets frustrating. So I have to like go and level up a little bit more, try to find some more upgrades, whatnot. So I'm still chipping away at that. I don't know how far I am in it. I feel like I'm pretty far in it, but I think there's a couple areas left.
Cool.
And I know it's not Switch related, but I'll keep it short. I watched The Last of Us on HBO this week, and I really liked it. And I played almost all of the first game, but then I didn't finish it. But I know what happens because I watched it on YouTube. But this is making me want to play the new remaster, the part 1, and then eventually play part 2. Even though I know what happens, I want to play it. It was so good. And I made my mom watch it. She's like not into those types of shows, but I made her watch it and she liked it. I don't know if she'll keep watching the rest of it with me, but I'm going to watch it every Sunday night. So everyone should watch it.
Is it just one episode now released, right?
Yep.
And it'll be a weekly release. I still need to watch it, for sure. Missed it on my Hawaiian trip.
You definitely should. And then all the people who reviewed the whole show are saying like that it only gets better from here, so I'm excited.
Dang, that's pretty good. I do love the actors and actresses in there.
They did a great job.
Yeah. The Joel and Ellie, I just see them and I'm like, that's Game of Thrones.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Right
Pedro Pascal does an amazing Joel. You're gonna love him.
Nice.
Like really convincing. Like you can tell all of them did such a great job. Like I know a lot of people were complaining that Bella Ramsey doesn't really look like Ellie, you know, but she really nails the part. She has that attitude. Her voice sounds like Ellie. And then I just want to give a shout out to the actress who played Sarah, Joel's daughter. I forget the actress's name. I'm drawing a blank. Someone in chat help me. But she did so good. So good. You're really gonna like you're gonna like what they did with the first episode, I think, without spoiling anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to watching it. For sure.
So that was pretty much my week. I'm looking forward to jumping back into stuff now that I'm feeling better, getting back into the swing of things. And it is Fire Emblem Engage release day today.
Yes.
I'm not a Fire Emblem fan, but I know a lot of people here are. I know you are, Garrett. The game looks like it's getting pretty good reception here. I think there's like a divide here between people who really loved Three Houses and what it is, and like traditional Fire Emblem fans. Maybe, you know, people weren't expecting it to maybe not be like Three Houses so much. Right. But it's scored well. 82 on Metacritic, 83 on OpenCritic. Yeah. Good score there. It is a little bit more traditional, the reviews say, than Three Houses was, but it does balance the past mechanics and like the more present mechanics. You're talking about the Divine Edition that you pre-ordered. Tell us about your struggles.
Oh, I'm just saying I ordered it, and Amazon's telling me it won't come till Tuesday, and they've been saying that.
That's so late.
I know, and it's like everyone on Amazon is like on the same boat, so it's
it wasn't just you. Okay. Amazon dropped the ball.
No, Yarden also is waiting till Tuesday. I've seen a few others ordered from Amazon. They're waiting till Tuesday. So
that's what I mean. That it's not just your Amazon. It's like Amazon as a company just dropped the ball with it.
Yeah, I guess they didn't really drop the ball because they actually told you, "Hey, it's coming the 24th." They didn't even say
ahead of time. They didn't say that.
Right. Oh, okay. They like I just kind of went with Amazon because I had some gift card money in there. Yeah, and that was like kind of like the first thing I wanted to go for. So that's why I have to wait till Tuesday. That's okay. I've seen some reviews of Fire Emblem Engage, and you're right. It is more. It's interesting. It's more classic Fire Emblem, and I feel like this series kind of goes through this teeter-totter. They go in and try to do many different mechanics with like the social life and the school calendar or whatever with the Three Houses, and then they just drop back and they do more classic Fire Emblem, refreshing of just current mechanics or whatever, because the previous Fire Emblem game was Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valencia on 3DS, and that was a remake of a classic Fire Emblem game, and they did such a nice job of updating remaking the graphics and but have that classic Fire Emblem feel. I'm glad that this game is more classic Fire Emblem. That's what I actually look forward to. Three Houses, I felt it was a little bit too confusing with a lot of stuff going on in the academy. I spent I would say a third to half of my time in the academy, and I didn't want to. I wanted to play. I wanted to battle. That's what I wanted to do in that game.
And I think a lot of people like that aspect of Three Houses. They might not be so thrilled about Engage, whereas people like you are like, oh my gosh, this is a breath of fresh air compared to Three Houses.
Yeah. I see that, there's a lot of sprinkled mini games in their pit stop area, open area or whatever. You can do that if you want. I hear it's totally optional, so that's good. But it gets you straight back into the battles, and reintroduces you with a lot of classic Fire Emblem characters, which is super cool. They go through the whole line, the whole legacy. They have day one DLC with the Fire Emblem Three Houses heroes. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. Also, the big thing about this game, it looks like performance-wise and animation-wise, it looks the best it's ever been with a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, good graphics, good art style. I like it.
Yeah. Big jump from Three Houses, personally. I think Three Houses was a fine like art style. It was just too edgy, to polygon-esque. Like you can just see it on the screen, and also docked in, also handheld wise. So I'm glad they had. I don't know if they had help with the art design or whatever, but they did such an amazing job with it. So I can't wait to play on Tuesday, not today.
On Tuesday. Okay, you added this question in here from you to ask, I guess, to me, for us to discuss. If influencers, I assume you mean people like YouTubers, like Twitter, Nintendo ambassadors, things like that, should they receive the Divine Editions for free from Nintendo? Did this happen?
No. Oh, it totally happened. I've seen at least. I won't name names because they're out on Twitter. Like, you can see them. At least 5 people. They're like, hey, I got my Divine Edition from Nintendo of America, #free product, all that product placement or whatever. I know. The thing is, I know these game companies do it. Like it's not just Nintendo, so I'm not blaming Nintendo for it, because I see PlayStation do it with the dual sensor, Edge, the controller or whatever. I know they do this whole round or whatever. I understand that. It's just, I don't know how much I guess they see it in their numbers that there's some level of impact when they
so the Divine Edition is it's like the special edition where you get like little extras. What do you get with it? It's more than just the game.
It's the special edition. It's $100 USD, and it comes with an art book. It comes with steel book. It comes with all the fixings.
And this isn't something that I can right now go on Nintendo's website or go on Best Buy and order one because it was limited and it sold out right away. Is that correct?
It's not sold out now. It's actually, I think it's still open for available. Like, there's still some stock in there. It's been in and out, but you could definitely buy one if you want.
Okay. Then that kind of changes my answer a little bit, because I thought it was maybe like the, how the Xenoblade special edition where it immediately sold out and you couldn't get your hands on it and stuff like that. I don't know if any influencers or whoever got that, but to me, they get it because they're advertising the product and they want more people to see it and go out and buy it. And I feel like that usually isn't the case for special editions, just because they're so hard to get, and people who already are going to get them are having a hard time getting them. I don't know. What's the exchange here? Are they reviewing what are they getting, Nintendo?
I'm sure it's I'm sure it's some sort of marketing deal, or with the Nintendo ambassadors. I'm sure they have a deal together. It's like, hey, we're gonna give you this product, and I'm sure post it on Twitter, on stream, or whatever,
do a YouTube video,
do an unboxing or whatever. And it's like, I just don't know how much. When I see it, I'm like, I feel like their audience are already gonna get it or not gonna get this product. They're not, because someone showed it to them. Maybe a Fire Emblem fan that got the physical editions on the edge of buying the Divine Edition. Maybe that's one reason, but I feel like that's a very small portion compared to the overall audience. Maybe it's for the game in general too. So that's another way of going.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say, because I feel like, they might still be trying to push more of the Divine Editions, but there could be maybe a streamer or a YouTuber or whoever who has an audience who maybe there's a viewer like me who doesn't play Fire Emblem, and I can see, oh my gosh, like there's all these really cool things in the Divine Edition. Like someone's in a chat, there's art cards, like look at how cool these characters look, and that might make me more interested in the franchise in general, and I might, you know, want to decide to try the game. You know, I'm not going to be a new fan who's going to go out and buy the Divine Edition, but it's showcasing a little bit more than just the gameplay. You're kind of seeing more of what the franchise is as a whole through these physical items. I don't know. Yeah. I think a definite no, they should not, if it's an item that's limited and like, you know, you're not really advertising it because you're taking it away from somebody else. But if this thing is already, you know, in plenty stock, like I don't think it's hard. I don't think it harms anything. It's no. You know, a fair exchange. They're getting advertising out of it.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a service.
It just seems so like extra when you just, I don't know the difference between giving them a digital code and then giving them this Divine Edition. Maybe and again, it's Nintendo's prerogative. Like it's their product; they can do whatever they want.
Hey, they wouldn't do it if it didn't work, you know, in their favor, exactly. Right? And they must see some kind of benefit of doing it. You know, maybe it's just keeping good relations with the community. I don't know.
True. But yeah, that makes sense. I just thought like a lot of people on Twitter, I'm like, wow, it was more than I expected. People getting this product for free, and I'm like, really? Like, I'm not saying you got this. I'm saying, you know, I don't know what the level of impact it has for Nintendo, but I guess, you know, they had some allocation of Divine Editions set ready to go for influencers.
To them, it's not that much, because you're right, they already have these ready to go. Probably doesn't take a whole lot to, you know, produce these materials to give out, and it could, you know, produce for them a whole stack of people getting the game because of it.
I'm glad that they say, hey, from Nintendo, and they have to put hashtag free product on there too. Like,
you have to either say ad or free product or provided by Nintendo, something that shows that they did get it for free.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. John has a question for you. John 32 wants to know, what difficulty and settings do you set for your Fire Emblem games?
I actually, for the past 3 Fire Emblem games, I've set my difficulty to hard and my settings to classic. So difficulty hard is, I think it's the second hardest difficulty, I believe. Depending on the game. It's more than normal. It's hard. And then classic settings, meaning that if a character dies, then they're permanently dead. Like, you cannot use that character anymore for the rest of the game. And
that would make me so anxious, Garrett. Like, you have no idea.
This is why I struggled with Three Houses the way I played it. It took over 100 hours to get through the game, and I was so bothered that I would, like, you know, have a character killed or died off. I had to reset. Luckily, in the newer Fire Emblem games, you have a turn, like this kind of time turner mechanic where you can go back a set number of turns if you want to, and then redo a game or redo a set of turns, which helped a lot in Three Houses, actually. I think this time around, I'm going to do normal and just normal in the new mode, which is non-permadeath. It's just regular. Just because I think I burnt out on Three Houses a little too much the way I played it, and I just want to have fun with this game. And I think,
isn't that the point? Like, why would you want to stress yourself out that much? Like, I don't know. Ugh.
I really like the challenge too.
I'm stressed for you thinking about permadeath.
Yeah, and I think it's good, but at the same time, I'm so glad the time table.
You could get a game over if you lose all of your characters.
You can get a game over if you lose like a third of your characters midway. You know, it's like you're kind of done. But yeah, I will set mine now to normal in regular mode. Start from there, And then, if I do a second playthrough or whatever of this game, if I really like it, I'll change it however I want. I just want to play the game and just want to have the heroes and go through and engage all the waifus and have the rings on. Can't wait.
G-Man wants to know, what is the best Fire Emblem game you've played?
So, just to preface before I even say anything, I only played the earliest Fire Emblem game I've played is Awakening. So anything before then, the GameCube, the Wii, the Game Boy Advance, I have not played any in the classic Fire Emblem games. I'm sure a lot of them are pretty good and strong. But my favorite game is Fire Emblem Awakening, which is the first one that came out on 3DS, the one with Chrom and Lucina. That is, I still think, my number one Fire Emblem game, and it's not even close. I do like Echo's Shadows of Valencia a lot, though. That's a strong number 2 for me. So there you go.
I don't have a favorite Fire Emblem game.
That's okay.
But
Engage can be your first one.
We'll see.
Come on.
G-Man also wants to know, should Pepsi Crest join the next Super Smash Bros? Pepsi Crest being, what's the main character's name in Engage?
Oh, man. I think it begins with an L. Main character name.
How do you not know? You just bought this game.
I don't have it. Alair. Should Pepsi Crest join the next Super Smash Bros? Absolutely. And there should be 10 other Fire Emblem characters that join the roster. I just hope all of the all the Fire Emblem characters just join in. You know the motto.
Why don't they just make
everybody's in? Everybody's in. Come on now.
They should make a Super
153
Fire Emblem Bros. Super Smash Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Smash. There we go. How about that?
Yeah.
Does that sound good? Yeah. I would agree. And then the side game would be Super Smash Brothers because of how many characters this Fire Emblem Smash game would have. Remember, everybody's in. And they all have swords. Here.
Oh boy. Anything else on Engage before we move on?
More impressions next week for me, for sure. I will play a lot of it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes. I can't wait. I actually am very eager to come back to my Switch because I do miss my OLED screen. That's the one thing I do miss. I've been playing a lot of Steam Deck.
I used to play my Switch like 50-50 TV handheld, but I mostly play it handheld now. Just it's so nice.
The screen is so nice.
It's so good. So good. We talked so much about the Switch Pro and we were like, oh my God, it's going to happen this year for sure.
It's going to happen.
I don't know though, because Bloomberg is now reporting that Nintendo will boost Switch production in 2023. They said that suppliers and assembly partners plan to churn out even more Switch units in the coming fiscal year beginning in April. And that this plan suggests that there will be sustained demand for at least another year. The logic behind this being that the console is still selling like hotcakes, Garrett. It's not slowing down. 2022 had record numbers after 2021 had record numbers after 2020 had record numbers. It's not slowing down. Do you believe this report?
I do believe this report. I do believe it. Because every one of y'all is still buying this crappy device.
Why wouldn't you? You want to play the new Fire Emblem. You want to play the new Zelda.
No, you buy your device. Stop buying more.
No, people are buying it. And then they're going to come out with a special edition for Zelda, and people are going to buy that, and then there's going to be more demand. No,
that's already been made too. Probably. It's in production right now. The special edition, whatever, Tears of the Kingdom Switch. So I saw this tweet and saw the article, read the article, very short. and sweet. Their replies are like, Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, makes sense. And I'm like, guys, it's beginning in April this year. They're making Switches throughout this year after April. That means like till at least the end of next year of this boosted production or whatever.
Like a year from now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this tells me that they have a very confident lineup for the rest of the year, especially going into the holidays. I think this is all the more, I don't want to say the word evidence, but this is all the more, I think, reason to suspect that we're going to get the next big Mario game this holiday. They're going to have something big after Tears of the Kingdom to really keep us going through the year. We still have the rest of the Mario Kart DLC. I know that's insane that we're still talking about Mario Kart in 2023, but it is still getting new content, and it's still at the top of Amazon's best sold week after week after week. Like, this is like the new GTA 5. Like, everybody is getting Mario Kart still to this day. It's, you know, it's an evergreen. It's not slowing down. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
All the kids like this is the one. This is popular with the kids. Like, the Wii U was never popular with the kids. The 3DS, I'm sorry, we love the 3DS, but it just was not like as everywhere as the Switch is. Every child at my school, boys, girls, all kindergarten, 4th grade, they all have Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and the kids really enjoy the Switch. And it's not letting up. I'm glad that they're still into the Nintendo games alongside Fortnite or whatever. But yeah, this is just showing me that they have something, as you said, something this year that we're boosting production because it's gonna sell like hotcakes. We're gonna have special editions for specific games. I would not be surprised if it's Mario because of the Mario movie, of course, coming out.
I think
this
they
year
have
too.
to.
They kind of have to.
2D or 3D. I think 3D personally. I think it's time. Unless they are saving it, but I think at this point they're like, okay, we'll save it, but the Switch is selling, and I think they're at this point where they're like, we really can't save this for much longer. Let's put it out with the Mario movie.
Yeah. So good for them, but you know, the bug has to stop somewhere. I know it's not going to be this year.
I mean, somewhere eventually. It's not in sight.
No, well, it's just going to be hard to transition to what the next thing is. I'm sure they're a little scared of like, what is the next thing?
They're saying, how can we top this? It's not, the Switch is not slowing down. How do we possibly top this?
Yeah. It's either top this or transition it like better than what they did with Wii and Wii U. I think it's going to be tricky, I think, from a marketing standpoint.
It is going to be tricky because I feel like with a success this big, whatever you follow it up with is just, it's not going to be as good. It's not like, and by as good, I don't mean like quality wise. I mean, it's not going to sell the same numbers. Like, we saw it with the Wii into the Wii U, like, and I'm not saying the next thing is going to be a flop, but like the Wii was insanely popular. And how do you follow that up? You follow it up with something that's just like, it just didn't do as well. The 3DS was great, but comparatively to the DS, it's like they could not, they followed it up with a better product. But when everybody has a DS, most people aren't going to get the 3DS. When everybody has a Switch, most people aren't going to get what's next. So we'll get it. We'll love it. But I think Nintendo is like a little bit like not worried, but they're thinking about that.
Yeah, they're definitely thinking about that. And they kind of can't like do a clean slate again right now, at least because with this level of momentum. And me and Donnie were just talking about it last week. It's got to be some type of, you know, extension of the Switch family. You know, it's just an updated system, updated console. It could be called Switch 2 if it wants to be and have new games for it, but it has to be backwards compatible. I think that's the only major thing that makes sense. That won't drop your sales like crazy like that unless they have insane idea.
Then I think they have to look at that and think historically, like the the 3DS, the Wii U, like this is going to be the next that like to them. And we love them. They're very near and dear to our hearts, but they just didn't sell as much.
Yeah, they didn't sell as much. Now we can analyze all you want to about why that was the case.
I know there's lots of other factors, but I'm just
a lot of factors involved here. They just got to be careful when they go to the next thing. It's not going to be this year, but man, oh man, I mean, as I said, the OLED screen is the only thing that's in first party games, of course, is really the only thing that's keeping me at bay with the Switch. Other than that, I could just kick that thing to the side and play my Steam Deck or any of other my consoles or my laptop, because it's not on the same level anymore. It's nowhere near anymore. So yeah, I'm excited for them, I guess. Yay, more Switch. Go families, buy your 7th Switch Lite. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna have Mario written all over it. You're gonna have Chris Pratt narrating the UI menu for you. That's what it's gonna be. We should make up like a Mario the movie special edition Switch.
Oh my god, can we do that and like fake leak it? And like I feel like that's like just the ridiculous thing that Nintendo would do too.
No,
like Mario movie Joy-Con.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
God, yeah, let's mock it up.
A little Mario like character in the joysticks or something like that, and
but we got to make it like have Chris Pratt like be something.
He's gonna be narrating it somewhere. Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Oh boy. Can we talk about another rumor? The rest of our news is rumors, by the way. This is the rumor podcast today, I guess.
Yeah, because Nintendo doesn't like to say anything.
No, we're in that stage where we're at that stage where if you go on to Nintendo's Twitter and look at any given tweet, all of the replies underneath will be saying direct. What's the direct? This isn't a direct. Because we know we'll expect one, end of this month, beginning of February, somewhere around then.
It's like the penguins from Madagascar or something like that. My. Oh no,
that's the seagulls in
yes.
Finding Nemo. Mine?
Oh my
Direct.
Direct.
That we need to edit that too, and
yes,
I see it. I'm particularly excited about this rumor, Garrett, because this is something I have said would be a great idea for many, many years. I've said it on this show. I've said it on Twitter. I've said it everywhere. A patent has emerged today, dated the 17th, just a couple days ago, that suggests a Nintendogs mobile game could be in the works. This patent shows the use of augmented reality that is used to place a virtual dog into the real-world environment through the use of your mobile device's phone, the camera. The patent has several images that show it off. All of the images showcase a phone and a dog. I want this so badly. I don't think I would. I really don't think I would care if they put out a Nintendogs game on the Switch. I don't think I would care, to be honest with you. I think in this day and age, the natural successor to Nintendog is a mobile app. I've come up with so many ideas for this, Garrett. Like the augmented reality would be fantastic. You can have your dog sitting in your living room. You can use the touch screen and feed it. You can, take pictures of it with the augmented reality. You can use your GPS, the pedometer on your phone to take it for walks. Maybe on walks you find little gifts that your dog finds. I hate to be the person to say the M word, microtransactions, but this screams great game for microtransactions with different dog breeds and premium accessories like collars and toys,
different pets.
Different pets, different, how in Nintendogs, I don't know if you remember how much you played it when you were a kid, but you could actually decorate your studio apartment or whatever with furniture. Maybe they make stuff like that. I don't know. But I need this. I need this rumor to be true, Garrett.
I want this to be a reality for you, Rebecca, because it's kind of a no-brainer. when you really explain it. And like I think you can like write a good report of like just a idea report, send it to Nintendo and be like, this is my legit plan. This is my blueprint. You can use it and we'll all enjoy it.
And I don't think my ideas are like so outrageously unique. Like I think anybody could like come up with these ideas. I don't think that it's like I know Nintendo must have talked about everything I just said 100 times. So
yeah, I think they've been eyeing this property for a while, and just like they know it's not going to be on it's not going to be on Switch because it doesn't make sense at all. Really.
No, there was a third party that came up with something similar, and it sucked.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It made sense with the DS because you kind of took it on the go. Like it's kind of like your travel companion, your travel game. And then now you can just do it with your phone, and they've been on the mobile space for quite a long, like a few years now, not a short time.
More than a few.
I'm sure the idea has been spurred around. I think the issue issue was like, who do we give it to? Who do we contract this to? And I think they were thinking Niantic, the people who made Pokemon Go. I'm sure that's been in talks.
I will say with Niantic, they had a project that I actually reported on this, and I forget the name of it, but it was a similar concept with like I think it was like a virtual pet type thing that got canceled. And I know that they canceled a couple of their other games. They canceled Wizards Unite. So I almost I don't know if this is just me projecting my hope, but like I wonder if they said, okay, we're going to make this virtual pet augmented reality type thing. And Nintendo said, oh my God, wait, guys, stop. Put a Nintendo skin on this. We'll pay you to do this. It'll be gold. You can use our IP and just, forget whatever you were going to do before and do this instead.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
It should be.
I'm going to see what that was called.
It should definitely be a thing. I don't know how popular that would be. Is there any other phone games that I'm sure a lot of phone games that do this though, right? But it doesn't have the same, it doesn't have Nintendogs and Nintendcats, kind of brand name.
It was called Peridot.
Peridot,
okay. Yeah. Pets. All new real world AR mobile game. Original franchise that puts the joy of caring for, raising, breeding adorable one-of-a-kind creatures in your hand. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Nintendo saw this and said, stop, do this instead.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe in the next year or so, we'll see Nintendo's app on our phones. Actually, it will be part of the Nintendo Switch online app. It'll be inside there and integrated with this. You can voice chat with your dog.
Stop.
Anyways, I think it's a great idea because, like, just imagine, just like Pokemon Go was kind of this revelation of like, let's go outside, let's catch some Pokemon, and it's still going today. There's a lot of people playing Pokemon Go.
Yes.
And this is kind of like a similar concept. It's like, let's go out, let's walk our dog.
I would literally take way more walks if I was walking a virtual dog.
Yeah.
And the Switch doesn't have a pedometer. The Switch doesn't have a GPS. The Switch doesn't have a microphone to, how in Nintendo's you were able to teach your dog its name. You were able to tell it to sit. Like the phone can do all these things that the Switch can't do. And that's why Nintendo should be on the Switch. I mean, on mobile and not Switch.
On mobile, not Switch.
Mobile.
Don't do it on Switch.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I hope it happens. All right, our final rumor for the night. I kind of remember you saying that you were interested in this franchise. There's a rumor that Bait and Kados, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Bait and Kados, okay. Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean remake could possibly be in development. Did I say the name right or wrong?
I don't know.
Bait and Kados.
I think it's Bun Kaidos. I don't know, though. That's a weird set of words.
Rumor has it that Bandai Namco and Monolith Soft are developing it. I believe Monolith and Namco teamed up originally for the game back in the day. This rumor comes from an outlet called Exputer. I have never heard of these guys before, but they claim that they have seen graphical evidence of the title. They claim, we have seen it. This is not a report from an anonymous source. We have seen it. They're saying it's supposed to release this summer. For those who are unaware, the original Baten Kaitos Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean released in 2003 for the GameCube. It's a JRPG where you play as this guardian spirit. You interact with the protagonist. You have dialogue branches that you can choose what to say, what to do, where to tell your protagonist where to go. And it's a JRPG with like a cool twist.
Yeah, this is interesting. I still don't believe
it's it's like a cult classic type game. Like, I feel like the people who love this are very passionate, but it never got huge.
No, it's not big at all. It's
very
niche.
A
niche game. Yeah, it's a very niche game. Yeah, I don't know about this.
I don't know about this rumor either.
Just looking at this title, I'm looking at this outlet. They seem legit. They have a bunch of ads everywhere, so they're getting some type of revenue.
It's a big claim to say we saw this. We saw evidence. It's real.
Yeah.
It's big.
They do mention that Bandai Namco did file trademarks for both games in the series. I'm sure it's just just to keep the trademarks. Yeah, everyone does that. But yeah, I don't go on a hunch saying, oh, I've seen it, and I'm like, okay, no, you're not giving me actual evidence. It's just a hearsay type of deal. So, and even the author is not even a real author name. It's just a username. So we'll see. Anyways, I did play Baten Kaitos a little bit, a little bit on stream, just a tiny bit. It is a weird. I love Monolith Soft's games during this era. They were just they were goofy, they were wacky. And I think a lot of JRPGs were just goofy at the time. But yeah, it's this kind of JRPG mixed with this card tactics card battling rotation.
You would think you would be into that.
I'm into it. I definitely played some, and it was really cool. It does definitely have some odd video game choices and very odd writing at the time. And of course, it's just what the time it was in early 2000s. And there's actually a part where there's two cards in there. One is a green banana, one's a yellow banana. The green banana you would throw and hurt the enemy. The yellow banana you would eat and heal yourself.
So it's very quirky.
It's a very quirky game.
Very different.
I'm sure they would update it and make it nice and more modern, a remake or whatever. Is
there an audience for this today?
I don't think so. It's just so hard for me to believe Nintendo would let one of their tentpole studios that has been doing great with Xenoblade. And
I feel like Monolith Soft is working on everything these days. They're helping with Zelda. They're doing Xenoblade. They're helping with this, that, at left, right. Yeah.
So, is it possible? Sure, they can. Carve up part of a team from Monolith Soft, work with Bandai Namco to get this game going. I just don't believe it right now. When I just see the article itself and the evidence right there and how quirky this game is, I don't think it's gonna happen. But that's just me. It may come. I believe more of a Xenoblade game. Yeah.
We live in a world where they brought back Advance Wars only for it to not come back.
Oh my God, that will be the story of the decade. Just hey, we brought back that.
It's like a fever dream.
Yeah, we brought this random IP that a lot of people enjoyed on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, here it is again, remade and everything. Oh, no, never mind. That doesn't exist anymore, and it will never
And only
exist.
one girl on Twitter can ever say she played it.
Only one person out in the public has played this game. Oh man, wasn't that a weird story? But
I feel like it was all just like, did it really happen? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, if they go back to this game though, they would have to redo pretty much everything. Like do a remake.
And it is. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's a remake.
Yeah, like, but like, let's strip off the writing because it's so bad. It's so like, it's cringeworthy bad. They would have to rework a lot of things.
Yeah, reimagining.
Yeah, reimagining of some kind. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways.
So that was the rumor mill. We have some chat questions directly from you. Starting with Kyle the Pug wants to know what are 1 or 2 favorite indie games that you would like to erase from your memory so you could relive them from the very beginning.
Does
Undertale.
Journey count?
Yeah, Journey
Undertale.
Counts.
Undertale's a good one. I still need to play it. I got halfway and stopped. I don't know why. Yeah.
It's not a long game. You should play it.
I know, right? And it's an RPG. I should just go through it one sitting. I have it installed on my Steam Deck, so I should just go through it. But yeah, Journey, oh man, I went through that experience and I was just bawling at the end for no reason whatsoever. It's it's no words at all too. You just go through it. And you just
I've heard
so much emotions. Yeah, very good. Also Gone Home is another one I would love to revisit. Have you played Gone Home?
No.
Just play it. Don't look into it. Don't read it. Play it.
I'm playing more indies this year, so I will.
Yeah.
I will.
It's a first-person
especially
narrative
short. I like short games.
It's a very short game.
Good. Less than 10 hours.
It's a very, very yes. It's like 3 hours max. Very good one. It's like probably I would say top 3 first-person narrative adventure games. Like, it's
I'll do it.
So good. Also, Return to Edith Finch is another one.
That's another one. I have that on my playing very soon list. Like I have that lined up to play soon.
Yeah, those are good ones. I think I tend to think first-person narratives because the replayability of those games is so hard because you just know.
Right, because you know the twist, you know the emotional impact. Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yarden poses the question, would you rather never have to eat again or never have to sleep again? My question is
an easy answer.
Can we still choose to do it if we want to? We just don't have to. I don't know. Or is it can you never do the other one again?
I think it's have to. So it's optional, I think. But let's make it one step. Let's make it more at stakes. I think it's like you can't do one thing because it would be a little too easy if it's optional.
I know the obvious answer is to never have to sleep again because then you get like 5 to 9 hours of your day back every day. But I love sleeping, Garrett.
I understand.
But I also love food.
I understand.
But I think I love sleeping more. I love sleeping. Yeah.
You love sleeping more than eating.
I love sleeping. So I love it. So I'm going to say never have to eat again. I save a lot of money on the groceries.
That's true. You do. I only sleep because I have to be honest.
Really?
If I didn't have to sleep, that would be great.
Really?
I sometimes get weird dreams and nightmares. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really into the whole sleeping deal. I do enjoy a good night's rest. Don't get me wrong. It's a good feeling, especially after a long day. You know, it's very nice to get to your bed and just sleep. But man, if I didn't have to sleep, that would be so
like
nice.
I know the time that you would get is like invaluable. You can do a ton with that, and like especially if you don't feel tired. But man, I love naps. I love sleeping in. Like I don't know. I love it. I don't know. That's what I would pick.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. I love eating. I love tasting different foods. So yeah, if I couldn't eat again, that would be so much that would be the worst. I feel like my life would be soulless a little bit. I don't know what to do with myself, but I can go without sleeping and be fine. I think I think I would be okay.
I know I'm picking the wrong thing. I feel it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I guess it would be different. Like if I didn't ever feel tired, like if I felt refreshed all the time, maybe I wouldn't want to pick that.
Oh yeah. Okay. If I feel tired like all the time, that would suck.
No, I'm not saying that like you feel tired all the time. I don't know. I just like sleep.
But I could definitely eat while I'm not hungry. So
true. That's true. Paulie U wants to know, why can't Metroid crawl?
I don't know. She's got to wrap into a ball, okay?
Her suit does not allow it.
Her suit's
I'm pretty sure she can crawl when she's in her Zero suit.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
In Zero Mission, doesn't she crawl when she's in her Zero suit?
I don't know.
Somebody fact check that.
Played that game. Yeah, Kyle said yes, she can.
Yeah, everyone's saying yeah. So it's just her suit, Paulie U. It's her Varia suit, whatever other suit she wears that makes her unable to. The Don Rob says, with a new Zelda on the horizon, I want to know what is your top 3 and bottom 3 Zelda games. I'm expecting spice. The Don Rob, the only spice you're going to get is that Garret can only name 3 Zelda games he's played.
5. Okay, I got 5 Zelda games. So here's my definitive ranking of the Garret Bland Legend of Zelda, the definitive ranking of games that he has played. Here we go. At the bottom, we got Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. That's
You've played
5.
A Zelda game I haven't played.
Yeah, and even though it's number 5, I did enjoy it when I played it.
There's no such thing as a bad Zelda game is still a good video game.
I've seen that list. That's probably not true, but let's just keep on going. Number 4 is Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, whatever, the second one. I did play both of them front to back. 3, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D.
Okay.
That's my number 3. Number 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
And number 1 is Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. Actually, sorry, I have 6. I am so sorry. Number 2, I'm nudging everyone down. Breath of the Wild's number 3. Number 2 is A Link Between Worlds. Okay. And number 1 is Link to the Past.
Interesting.
That's my definitive Garret Bland Legend of Zelda ranking. Stamp it, put it everywhere, put it on Twitter, make it very fancy writing. That's the list that's definitive, right? Because that's all the Zelda games you really need to play, right, Rebecca?
Close. Worst. Okay, so I'm going bottom, like the worst, then the second worst, then the third worst. Zelda 2 is the worst.
Okay, sure.
It's just not even a Zelda game. It's just like I don't hate it, but like it's objectively the worst. Let's be real. Then I'm gonna say, oh man, this is hot take central. Then I'm going to say Zelda 1. I understand why it's important. I understand why I understand its history. I understand it. Every single Zelda game after it has been better, except for the second one. And then 3 for third worst is Triforce Heroes. I think it has a lot of charm. I love a lot of things they did. I love the costumes. I just think the execution was not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's that. The top 3 changes for me depending on the day that you ask me, but A Link to the Past is always number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, today I'm going to say Ocarina of Time. Number 3, I'm going to say Breath of the Wild.
Cool.
Shout out to Wind Waker. Shout out to Minish Cap.
Yeah. Shout outs. Our lists are kind of close.
Yeah, sort of. Play Wind Waker.
We got some games in common.
Finish Majora's Mask.
That's true. I'll be playing 100 hours of Bravely Default. Right?
Play Live Alive. Live Alive is my favorite Zelda game.
I could just hear, like, it'll be November. It's like, Garrett, play Live Alive right now. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a game on Switch. I need to play.
Once Sea of Stars comes out, there's no hope of you playing Live Alive.
Well, Sea of Stars will be shorter. I just think there's just so many games. I have a backlog on Switch too. I got 2 or 3 games from last year I want to play, 2 or 3 games from the year before. It's just, it's never ending. Hi, Frisk.
Yeah, I get it. Good morning, Frisk. Yeah. Okay. Our last question is a fun one. Delvin writes in.
Yes.
He wants to know which Fire Emblem characters would the members of PSVG be? I don't know anything about Fire Emblem, so Delvin, I took this question very seriously. And I looked up a list, and I learned a few things. I learned that there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Fire Emblem characters. I found a list, and I'm scrolling. It's in alphabetical order. I scroll down for like 5 minutes, and I'm still on the A's. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I did not look at every single Fire Emblem character to make my decisions here. The second thing I learned is that there's an overwhelming amount of white Fire Emblem characters.
Yes, it is definitely.
I'm going to be honest. I think we have more non-white PSVG members than non-white Fire Emblem characters exist. We have 2.
That is correct.
So
it's pretty bad.
Between Delvin and Devin, unfortunately, one of y'all had to be white today. So here is what I did. Garrett, I'm taking over this question. You can talk later.
You got this. Do you want me to share screen? Do you want me to show you? I have it.
Yeah, you can put up the picture here because I'm going to be honest. Some of these characters, I don't know what game they're from, but I do know some of them. I will tell you. Some of them are from Japanese only games. So for myself, I went with Claire. This is looks only, by the way. I don't know what any of their personalities are. I'm sorry if I gave you like a jerk or like a villain or something, or like a shopkeeper. I don't know. Well, I'm Claire because look at her. She has a butterfly. She's very cute and feminine. She's great. And yeah, I like her.
Delvin. Shadows of Valencia. Very great. Yeah, Claire.
You're going to be
the
historian for us.
Very good game. And I really enjoyed that character. She was a Pegasus Knight for me. Yeah, she did really good.
That definitely means something to me. Next, Delvin, you are Bastilio, the one black character I could find. But also he's buff. And I think you're buff. Aren't you buff? You have muscles. He has a cool eye patch. He seems very cool. Oh, he's also the other reason is because he's bald. You don't got a lot of hair, and you're like shaven. I think Delvin, right? With in the hair department. But he's very cool, and you're very cool. So that's why I picked him.
Fire Emblem Awakening. That's a good character. Yes.
Yeah, he's He's nice. Garrett, you're Astrom.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna be honest, I really struggled. I know you're not quite blonde as blonde as Astrom is.
Not blonde anymore. I used to be really blonde when I was.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought compared to our other PSVG members, I thought we were the most blonde of them all. But I don't know. Something about this character. I was like, you know what? This is Garrett. You have a cool shield. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very battle ready.
He's ready to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The next one is Donnie is going to be Shiro, because I'm going to be honest, I typed in Fire Emblem character with curly hair and he showed up.
That's not curly, but sure.
That's the one that showed up though.
Yeah.
He has brown hair like Donnie. He looks like he's confident like Donnie.
Very confident, yes.
So that's what I went with.
What is it? I guess that's a breastplate in front of him. It looks very chunky. Yeah.
It might be.
It looks like a pocket or something. Yeah. I don't know.
So Donnie, you're Shiro.
You're Shiro.
Yes. Haley, I could have gone with a number of characters for Haley, but something about Setsuna really just like stood out to me. And I know Haley does not have blue hair, but I don't know. I was feeling the vibes for this one. I feel like
it's a good vibe.
Setsuna has Haley vibes. Can't explain it.
Very good vibe.
I think it's like the tone, like the face. Like she looks serious. Like Haley, like I don't know. I feel like
she has that cool dark undertone going on. That rogue. Yes.
I would definitely say cool. Like she's cool. Like, but she also looks like she has one eye showing. I feel like she like looks serious, but like she would be a lot of fun. Like once you get to know her.
Yeah.
That's Haley.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Fates. Very good character.
Do you have my notes on here too? Devin is Nolan. Pretend he's not white. I'm gonna be honest. I went with the beard for this one. He kind of has the same beard as you. Yeah. Nothing else is really the same.
Nothing else is really.
But you would be Nolan, Devin. I hope you like it.
And
he looks like a Prince Charming character. Though, like, doesn't he look like Prince Charming?
He looks experienced to me.
He does.
Maybe a little bit. He used to be Prince Charming, but now he's off in the lumberyard. He gone rogue.
I feel like he gets the ladies.
He does get the ladies, but he kind of pushes them off as like, I've got better things to do right now, like swinging this axe into this tree or whatever. Yeah, I could see it. That's definitely Devin. Yeah.
So yes, I thought very long and hard on this. Grand total of like 10-15 minutes. There's a lot of Fire Emblem characters, but many of them look exactly the same. So we are way more diverse of a podcast as a whole than the Fire Emblem cast of 2 billion characters.
Definitely. I didn't know how to approach this question when I saw it. When I saw this, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many of them. And like, I know a handful of them from just like playing, but I don't remember the names. I don't remember the designs or whatever. I think at most I would, get characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. So good on you for putting on some effort.
It's easy when you don't know a single thing about any of the games.
And I can look at the character designs and you're good.
I'm not swayed by like knowing, oh wait, that's actually a really bad character. I shouldn't pick him, but too bad.
Yeah. So
enjoy. We will share it. Yes, I will share it in Discord. Very good times.
Yes.
All right. That wraps up our show for this week. Garrett, I think you had some announcements.
I got some things to say. Yes. And I've been thinking about this for a while. So it's just, I know it seems sudden to you guys and sudden to everyone. What I'm about to say is just, it took a long time thinking. It's been like months now. But I told Rebecca before Christmas break, it was like mid-December or whatever. It's like, hey, I gotta drop one of these podcasts. I'm in 2 podcasts. I'm in RPG Cave and I'm in on Shack. And I've been on Shack longer and I really enjoyed it. I started with you, I started, man, it's been almost 3 years.
It really has been. Like start of the pandemic, like is when it kind of started.
Start of the pandemic. And yeah, it's hard to keep up. Podcasting's hard. I think you understand that. It's a weekly time commitment, and it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of everyone around you too, because it's something I feel like that you're doing.
The time difference now too, like I feel like it was a little bit easier for us to be on board with stuff when we were both in the same time zone, and we were able to kind of do it on Thursday nights and stuff. And now with you moving on the West Coast, like I get it. Like it's late for me when we start now, just because of the time difference, and me not being able to do it during the week that late. Like it's just like what is kind of hard for us to schedule.
It's draining both of us. Like we tried it out midweek. It was hard. And then Friday nights, it's been okay, but it's just like, okay, Friday night's kind of out. Mm-hmm. Like that's not, it's just, it felt, I just felt that last year. It just felt like I'm doing this. I enjoy it, but man, it's taking a lot out of me.
And then especially with you starting your new job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I made the decision, and I told Rebecca, because I didn't know when I was going to meet you next or whatever. I told Rebecca, I was like, hey, I got to at least drop Shaq pretty soon, because I just can't do this timing difference anymore. And I think it will work out better for you. And with someone that's like better with your schedule, better with your time schedule wise, because yeah, I'm sure it's pretty hard for you being this late. But it's not like I'm gone forever from Shaq. It's just more about, I'll definitely be in when I can, week to week. If you ask me to be on, I'll see if my schedule works out. I definitely will like to be on.
The door is always open. You know it.
Yeah. And so I told Rebecca, and do you want to say anything more?
I don't want to share any specifics yet, because it's still kind of working its way into place with the finer details. But
okay,
we as in PSVG have a plan, and a lot of it will stay the same. Some things will be a little different. But Shaq is not going anywhere. Shaq will go on. I plan to still continue on for the time being, at least. So we will share more in the coming weeks.
Yes. So as of now, next week is my last show of recording before I'm not completely dropping out or blacking out or anything. It's just I won't be on regularly, because I really, especially as you said, with the job coming up, I'm gonna have to be on the ball with that. And I had to drop one of them, and this one had to be it just because of us timing wise. It's a little difficult, and I'm sure it's difficult for you too, just because it's late for you. And during the week didn't work out, so it sucks it has to be like this. It's been a good run though. 3 years. Not crazy.
Yeah. I think not many podcasts last for that long. And, Shaq, I feel like is so, it's so great because it's not, I don't want to say a revolving door of hosts, because like, it's not like, it's a short amount, like a short term or anything. Like we've been going for 3 years, but before that, like, there were hosts before us, and it was Shaq, and then we took over, and, somebody else will come in. And I think once we stop, the show keeps going on. Like we're carrying the torch from those before us. Other people will carry the torch after us. And, I think that's how it goes.
Yeah. So anyways, this was man, I'm going to miss it, of course.
But when your favorite games come out and you're itching to talk about them, you'll come on and you'll be on the show. And it's, it's not It's not like it's goodbye forever.
It's not a goodbye forever. I will be around. Of course, I'll be around the Discord.
Yeah.
I'll be chatting with people, of course. I'll still be on RPG Cave over at the Carpool Gaming people. So you can listen to me there if you want. But yeah, I'll just be more sparingly in Shackland for the time being, just because, 2 podcasts a week. It's a lot. And live stream, I kind of get it, from like all the streamers out there that do this and podcasters, like it takes just so much energy. I just can't even imagine being a full-time streamer and just having that energy.
People don't know
hours.
until they do it. Like they look at streaming or podcasting or whatever, and they're like, oh, like anybody could do that. Like, yeah, anybody could do it, but not anybody could do it consistently long term.
Exactly. I see people like Joe After Work. He was, our special guest a few episodes ago. I don't know how he does it. He puts in that effort, and he's on it for like 4 or 5 hours, at least like 5 or 6 days a week. And he has a job on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes an insane amount of effort to have that level of energy. And like, is because, you may have a day that's like, not a great day. You have not great days sometimes. But you have to
turn that off and be
if
on
your
camera.
job is streaming. Yeah, exactly. Be on camera. So anyways,
I'll miss it. I'm going to be honest. I was really sad when he told me. I feel like I'm not like reacting much now just because like I've known for a while, but like I was very sad. But like I can't be mad either. Like it's not like you're just like bored and you're stopping. Like it's obviously like a very good reason. And I don't know. I think like there will be times where you'll be like, yeah, come on, my whoever the new host is can't do it that week or whatever. I see if you're available. Just how we do. It'll be okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'm excited to see what the show is going to be for the next year. I know there's some awesome plans going on, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, next week will be my last regular show, and then from then on, I need just a little bit of a break and just figure out life stuff in general. This year, I have a lot of things planned out too. I have a lot of outside traveling going on.
You do, stuff that you haven't even really shared publicly. Like, he does. Trust me, guys, it is legitimate.
It's a lot of things. So, anyways, before we end out with low note, I do want to say Happy Chinese New Year. It's this weekend, Sunday.
It is the year of the rabbit.
Was it? It's the rabbit. Okay. Yes, you got it. Yeah. So
couldn't remember if that was last year. Like I feel like what is time? Like I remember reading
exactly.
It. Okay.
We're gonna have a lot of celebrations this weekend with Chinese New Year. So
yay,
it's gonna be good. Anyways,
I think we'll miss you, Garrett, but we understand, and we'll have a good show next week to close it out. Okay.
Yes.
You'll tell us all about Fire
Engage
Emblem.
Impressions. Yeah, sounds good.
Secret. Frisk is going to be the co-host. He's going to sleep through every stream. Through every podcast.
He's literally laying there in your arms, just
he's out cold right now. He is so asleep. Dead weight.
Nice.
All right, Koopalings. That'll be it for today. We will definitely post that picture of the Fire Emblem characters on Discord.
Yes.
Have fun with Fire Emblem Engage this weekend. For those who are playing, kill off your characters responsibly.
Yes,
and
of course.
We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.